I'm hitting record button now. Oh, there we go.
Recording in progress.
Hey, what's going on, world? And welcome to another episode of your favorite sports podcast, none other than the Sports Bros Podcast. If you're loving the show, do us a quick favor, hit that follow button, give us a like, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode of the Sports Bros Podcast, all right? Whether you're tuning in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, your support helps us bring the heat each week. Also, follow us on social media. Just click the link in the chat or the description box to keep up with the Sports Bros. With that being said, my name is Eddie Cool, and the weather's real nice outside, fellas. I will say that, though. I will say that. But enough of my incoherent rambling and lollygagging and gallylagging. I have two of the best coaches in the world because I tried it by myself. It ain't quite the same. Introducing first, coming to you live and direct from Fayetteville, North Carolina. He is the Almighty B Live.
What's happening? What's going on in the world today? Man, we've been putting in work here at the SportsBros Podcast, trying to fine-tune this thing. Episode 296, closing near and dear to 300 episodes. We've been doing this for over 6 years, fellas. This is crazy. I am surprised.
That should be enough to get me into heaven. That should be enough to get me into heaven.
you saying that? You saying that because you've been dealing with me for all this time?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll call up the Pope since he's American and everything, and see if he can throw in a few Hail Marys for the money, man. But man, I am very excited. It's going live, doing all the things that we're doing. I am excited, and man, bro, I want to talk about some sports. Go ahead and introduce the other guy. Let's get this thing rolling, baby.
And the other guy, he is the pride of Washington, Pennsylvania, the most busiest man you'll ever meet in your life. He is the one, the only, the money man, Scottie D.
Nobody told me there'd be days like these. Strange days indeed.
Okay.
Strange days indeed. Hey, let me ask you.
What's up?
You guys, there's three of us.
Mm-hmm.
See that? Three?
Mm-hmm.
Three of us. Show me that again, Be Live. Three of us. Okay. We all just did that. Why is it that when you make a three-pointer, you have to go like this with the thumb and the two fingers? Or use the other three fingers, the pinky and the middle two. But nobody ever uses the three. Nobody does that. Why do you have to do the thumb and two fingers and then maybe hold it down and touch your bicep, or hold up the other three fingers? Why is it that? Why do the players have to do that? Why can't anybody do three like that? Three fingers.
Okay. Okay. I can explain one of them because covering high school sports, I've seen this before plenty of times, right? All right. So that's the cool way to say, hey, that's a 3-pointer. And when you do the 3-pointer and accompanied by this, that means the guy has been shooting this is like his 4th 3-pointer of the night, and he's hot. He's on fire. And then like this 3-pointer is like, boom, in your face, in front of your mama and your granddaddy and everybody watching in the stands. And just let them have it, man. That's, I guess it's just the trendy way of just letting your opponent having it and let you know that, hey, I shot a 3-pointer.
So no three. No, you can't use the three middle fingers together.
You can't really do this. It's just not. It's
not cool.
Sure, you can. Why? Why is that not cool? And why is
I don't
this
get this
cool?
one? I don't get this one. I can do with the pinky and the middle and the ring finger. I can. This right here is too close to Ja Morant and the guns, so
way too close for comfort.
And we're going live, and I hope we don't get shut down by like the DA or the gang. I hope we're not throwing up gang signs.
We here at the Sports Bros Podcast do not condone violence or any gang activities. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way right now. We got to do it.
All three of us feel that way. All three of us.
Yep.
All true, y'all. All right, fellas, with that being said, speaking of shooting 3-pointers, let's go ahead and hop right into it. The top of the order. All right, let's get this thing started. Here it is, the top of the order. We might have a graphics error.
We're trying different stuff.
Yeah. We might have a graphics error on our end, but oh, there it is. Nevertheless, it just popped up. All right, there we go. And speaking of the NBA, it's hot, it's heavy, and it's contested, fellas. All right, so let's go ahead and start with some storylines from the Eastern Conference. After a dominant Game 3 win, the Celtics have narrowed the deficit to 2-1, with Game 4 approaching tonight. Can Boston continue to exploit the Knicks' defensive lapse, and can they even the series? What say you, Scottie D?
Yeah, I say they can if they play regular basketball instead of shooting 100 threes in 2 games and making 25 of them. That's ridiculous. They didn't even get to put the 3-finger things up. Only 25 times out of 100 did they get to do this. They missed 75 3-pointers in the first 2 games.
Good Lord.
That's bad. That's bad basketball. I'm even hearing analysts on TV saying take high percentage shots, and teams are winning because they're taking high percentage shots. But I tell you, the Knicks, they went in guns blazing for the first 2 games and maybe were feeling it too much, a little overconfident. They better not lose. Well, it was last night, wasn't it? Game 4 was last night.
Yeah, it was.
Well, no, we're live. We're live.
We're live.
Okay,
it's Monday.
It is tonight. It is tonight. Okay, we're live now. Yeah, I mean, they better not. If they lose tonight, it's over. They will not beat the Celtics if they let Boston even this thing up.
Come right back into it.
Yeah.
See, first thing first, is any team going to win at home? Like that was such a big talking point that I mentioned week prior going into this series was, oh, these home crowds are going to be contentious. It's going to be crazy. Oh, my God. There's already been videos of fights and all kinds of stuff. We knew that this was going to be vicious. And now we've had the first 3 games go by, and all 3 road teams have won. So the road team has won all 3 games. Are we in Narnia? Are we in backwards land? Because I feel like everything that I said or predicted, and we're going to get into this a little bit further about the other series, I feel like everything I've said is the exact opposite has happened. I predicted, I've been wrong. Because, like I said, the Knicks are up 2-1. I didn't think it was going to be that way. I think I said on this program that, oh, yeah, the Celtics, pick your poison. They've been unstoppable until they got stopped not once but twice at home. Live by the 3, die by the 3. I mean, Boston is more athletic, so I don't understand why they're throwing up so many 3-pointers. Like they're faster. But if you're selling for 3-point shots, you're doing this all the time, and you know what I'm saying. It's not. It has been a recipe for success, so you don't stop what has worked for you, but maybe just tone it down just a little bit.
Game 1, they set a record.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's 45, I think, in Game 1.
Yep.
And 30 in Game 2. So what's the backup plan?
Well, that is what maybe we saw the backup plan in Game 3. Do they follow that same suit? I don't know. I don't know, but the Knicks. I think the Knicks know how important Game 4 is. They know if they can go up 3-1, then all they've got to do is win 1 more, and that could easily be Game 6 back in New York. So I mean, they know how important this game is. You know what? I just set my plans for the night. I know what I'm doing. I'm watching the game. Monday Night Raw can always wait because it's streaming on Netflix.
I still think the Celtics win this series and win the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Well, you hear a prediction from him?
And I'm rooting for the Knicks. I mean, just to be clear, but
yeah. Are you allowed to do that as a Yankees fan? Also, but a Dallas Cowboy fan, but you're a Laker fan.
To root for the
Knicks?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I've always liked the Knicks. They're not my favorite team, but I always
beat LA. Beat LA.
Yeah, but
ain't that what they said? Beat LA.
I don't think that's allowed. I really don't think that's allowed.
To root for the Knicks, or
as
maybe
a Lakers fan to root for the Knicks.
you want me to root for the Celtics?
You're right. To root for neither. I'm good at that. Like, just give me good basketball
And some drinks, and there we go. We're all set.
Boom! You see, you're right there. You're reading my thoughts right there. I'm right at you.
Give me 3 drinks.
He said 3 of them. All right, move right along to the next series. Donovan Mitchell, his heroics, will they be enough for the Cavaliers? Despite him averaging over 41 points per game, the Cavaliers trail the Pacers 3-1. Ooh, boy. Mitchell's all around.
He's hurt now, right? Didn't he get hurt last night?
Over.
It's over with. That's right, yeah, because he did tweak his ankle. Do you think the Cavaliers can perform a historic comeback, or are they done so?
It's over. I don't know if y'all saw Game 4 yesterday.
No, I saw some of it.
Cooked. They are cooked. Indy beat them so silly. I've never seen it. Like, the last part of the first half was so diabolical. Like, I know you're not always going to have this success all the time, but Indy shot 60% from the field, 67% from three-pointer in the first half, up 80-39.
80-39. I remember seeing that. Good God. Ooh.
They hit a buzzer beater to go out in the first half. Freaking Miles Turner could not miss. Bruh. It was a massacre. It's over. It's absolutely like Indy's just sorry. And
Pacers are having fun.
And I know you stay in Cleveland. Like, this is, I think this is the most hope they've had since LeBron left. And
yeah, you're right.
They hurt. They're gonna be hurt. But this is over.
Donovan Mitchell's a game time decision for the Tuesday night game, and if he plays, he's not gonna be 100% anyway. And they're down 3-1 with him.
Yeah. I was like, it's over. You lay them down. I mean, it's over.
Pacers seem like they're having fun.
They are. Did you see how Donovan Mitchell injured his ankle?
I didn't see it. I
saw him laying there on the court holding it.
What part of the game? Because see, here's the thing. I stopped watching the game because it was such a bloodbath.
Yeah.
I was just I literally, because the way the TV was set up where I work at, I was just looking at the score. I was like, because it got worse. It was 80-39. It got worse, and then for them to only win by 20 points was them literally laying off the gas. They didn't need it, because I think at one point in time they were up by 52 points.
Mm-hmm.
It was ugly, it was just it was
I never watched any of it. I didn't even see it.
You would have never thought that Cleveland Cavaliers was the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference watching that game, how they played against Indy. It's over. It's over.
I saw the score. I had no interest in tuning in at that point. But I am rooting for the Pacers because T.J. McConnell being a local boy. I root for T.J. McConnell. I like.
Okay. Yeah, they I didn't see the moment when Donovan Mitchell got injured, but I guess when he was out there warming up before the start of the second half, he planted and was like, "Uh-oh," and he was like, "Uh-oh," and I was like, "Ooh, boy, that's not a good look." So, I mean, if you're a Cavs fan, would you like to have hope? Do you want to have hope? Yes, but realistically speaking, the Pacers. They're playing they're on fire right now. If you ask me, I think they're the hottest team in the playoffs. They are the hottest team in the playoffs.
Cavaliers, 1, 2, 3, Cancun. All right.
Real quick. All right, let's go to the West side. Thunder versus Nuggets. All right, with the series knotted at 2 each, the Thunder's resilience and SGA, his leadership is on full display. Can OKC capitalize on their momentum, or will Denver's experience prevail? What we got, fellas? SGA's heroics.
This one's going to 7.
7.
Yeah, this is absolutely going to 7. And to be honest with you, I have absolutely no clue which way this is going to swing. It literally, like, it could depend on the Joker and the experience. Russell Westbrook laying down some. Did you see? There was a clip of him D'ing up SGA, and I was like, ooh, okay, that's that Russell Westbrook of old. That's a determined, and that could very well be the tipping point, but it's going to go 7. It's going to be a knock them out, drag them out, grind out series, and those are the ones I absolutely love to see. And so, like, I'm keeping close eyes on that. To see who will prevail. I won't make a prediction. Because I don't know. You see bits and flashes of both sides, and I think they're just really evenly matched teams, and it is game 7 is going to be all about, hey, who wants it more?
What say you, Scottie D?
Home court advantage wins this one. I think it'll go 7-2, but I think home court advantage wins it.
Okay.
All right, he's going with OKC.
Yeah.
The young bucks.
Yeah.
I'm like you, be like, this thing is going to 7. It's one of the more exciting. It's the exciting series of the playoffs.
They're playing really good defense on the Joker, and they're forcing the other guys to beat them. And sometimes they can, sometimes they can't, and that's the whole thing on the road into Game 7. That's why I'm going to go against them.
All right. With that being said, what we got here? Warriors, Timberwolves. All right. Trailing 2-1 and potentially without the key players, the Warriors face a critical Game 4. Do they have the depth and experience to level the series against the surging Minnesota team? Or will Minnesota say, you know what? We're going to keep on mashing on the gas. In the words of Jacob Fatu, all gas, no brakes. What say you, Scottie D?
No Steph, no advance. This one over. It might be too late. I mean, they're losing ground without him, and I don't know if they'll make it up if he'll be back in time. This is the first really significant injury, I believe, of his career. Well, at least that I can remember. What's that?
He's had several injuries. We just didn't notice it because they didn't make the playoffs. Like he was hurt for a majority of the season.
I think postseason wise, I don't think he's ever missed any postseason playoff.
Right. And so I watched Game 3, and Jimmy Butler did everything that he could. He was playoff Hemi and all the things, but it wasn't enough. And I mean that's why I argue a lot of times when people start trying to rank players and all this stuff like that, because it is an ultimate team sport. You have to. It can't be just one player or two players, or even when it comes to the big 3 and all this stuff. There's even on the big 3 teams that we've had, they still had complementary pieces that stepped up in big roles to get their teams to advance. So it's role players are everything, especially in the postseason. So we're losing one of your stars, forcing your role players to step into a position that they're normally not in. It's tough to do this time of the year. And so I know Gary Payton the third, he said, man, we're fighting so we can get Steph to come back, and I don't think you're gonna make it. So my prediction might be just thrown out the window, because clearly the Warriors are a different team without Steph.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and real quick before I go any further, shout out to our viewers checking us out right here on Facebook Live every Monday. The time might change. Sometimes it might be 2. Sometimes it might be 3, but sometimes it might be 4. But one thing that stays the same is Monday. So shout out to everybody watching us on Facebook Live. And leave something in the chat, if you will. We greatly appreciate it. Go ahead, Scottie D.
Hit like and subscribe. Yeah.
Scottie D's like a deer in headlights. Like, oh, was I supposed to say something?
Yes. Scottie's like, oh, you put me on the spot. Rate, review, subscribe.
Ring the bell.
Three fingers. Ring the bell. Chat, everything, and swords. You cannot forget the swords.
You gotta have swords.
Got to have the swords.
Whatever NBA team has the most swords, that's the team I'm picking to advance.
Ooh, swords. That'd be fun. At half court, they're just fighting back and forth with swords and everything. All right, before we go any further, let's go ahead and hop into some golf action. The PGA Championship is this weekend. Fellas, who do we have winning it besides Scottie Scheffler? Scottie D, what say you?
I actually think Scottie Scheffler's going to win.
That's why
So that's why I mentioned before we talked before the show that I thought let's all pick somebody that's not Scottie Scheffler. And they're playing, man. This is down in Charlotte. This is a great golf course. I actually have been to a PGA Championship there before, and Justin Thomas won it. And I've been to another event there that I think Sergio Garcia won. Just a beautiful golf course, man. It's a great venue, and I wish I was going to this. It's only a matter of time to me before Victor Hovland wins a major, and I don't know if it's this weekend, but I'd rather be ahead than behind. So I'm going to pick Victor Hovland. It's hard. It's hard for me to stray off of Oberg because I think Oberg's another guy that has major champion written all of him. But I'm gonna go Victor Hovland this weekend, and I'm just hoping and praying that anybody that you or I pick that's not named Bryson DeChambeau is the winner. That's what I'm hoping for.
Here we go.
I saw it coming.
There's always a threat. Bilal, what say you?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna go with Justin Rose. I think he just withdrew from the last tournament due to an illness, but I think he was just sick. But the way he climbed the ropes in at the Masters just to come up a little bit short, I think he's hungry. I think because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he has a major win, does he? Or
I think he has two, but I don't think he's won the PGA. I think maybe two British Opens. I want to say maybe he has at least one. He has at least one. I feel like he maybe has won two, but I don't think it was the PGA Championship. But he's always a guy that sniffs around the leaderboard. He has he's always plays well at the Masters. He must just really like that golf course. But yeah, I mean, I would never say that picking Justin Rose is a bad pick. I'm assuming he's going to be in this tournament. I mean, I didn't hear the extent of what his withdrawal was this past weekend, but
Justin Rose has one major championship. He's won the U.S. Open before.
Oh, it was U.S. Okay.
U.S. Open in 2013, but he was second last year at the British Open, the Open Championship. He was second this year at the Masters. I mean, I think he might be due.
Still playing good golf, yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm going with Justin Rose. I'm going with him.
All right. I'm gonna say Scottie D's favorite, the Big Goof.
Oh.
Not the Big Goof.
Hey, the thing about good old BG and not Bubble Guts, the Big Goof is just when you think he's out to pasture, you can count him out, it's over and done with, here he comes, lurking. Back into the stratosphere. So, yeah. I'm for S&Gs, man. I'm going to just go ahead and say Bryson DeChambeau, all right? The Bryson DeChambeau. I could be wrong.
He has the third best odds to win. Scottie Scheffler is the favorite, slightly over Rory McIlroy, and then DeChambeau is the third best odds. Then
none of us said McIlroy.
No, I don't think he'll repeat. I think he's going to have a little bit of a come down off of the Masters victory after having finally achieved that.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to stay up for that. I mean, he was so pumped for, and I might be wrong. I mean, he's one of the best golfers in the world, so it wouldn't be surprising to see him on the leaderboard on Sunday with Scheffler and DeChambeau. I mean, none of those would surprise me. I just hope it's not DeChambeau. Eddie, I really hope you're wrong.
Hey, man, you know what? If I'm wrong, it's okay. I'm just the way he, you count him out. Okay, he's done for. The next thing you know, he starts climbing up that board. He's resilient, man. The Big Goof is resilient. I will say that. All right,
2,800 golfers enroll ready to go in this term, registered to play. If he's the one that wins, I'll be sick. Anyway,
we'll see Scottie D. How you doing, Scottie D?
Yeah, I digress.
He'll be puking on the podcast. All right, Scottie D, while we have you here, before we go into our favorite portion of the show, Choice of the Voices, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for what we call Scott's Thoughts, where we ask Scott a question about something that happens with his Cowboys, his Lakers, his Yankees, or the Buccos. Today, we ask Scottie D, what does he think about the firing? It's a two for today. What does he think about the firing of his manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates? What say you?
Derek Shelton got fired last week. Woo! Wow, was that overdue? That was way overdue. Now, here's the thing. They're not going to be good without him just because you make a managerial change. Of all the sports, I think baseball is the one that the manager / head coach has the least influence on the team and the wins and losses. I just do. I just think, you fill out a lineup card, and if a guy's swinging a cold bat, he's going to go up and strike out no matter what. But it had to be done. They weren't making any progress. That team is 14-27 right now. This is year 6 of a rebuild. They got to get the general manager out of their necks. Ben Cherington, I think he knew that he was on a sinking ship, and so he put a little distance there. So, well, let me get rid of the manager, maybe by myself a little bit more time. And no. He got to go too. They got a draft coming up here, a baseball draft. He's drafted poorly. He's traded poorly. Ben Cherington, general manager, he has to go as well. So, yeah, I mean, in a way, this is kind of putting lipstick on a pig to try to dress it up and like the Buccos look like they're ready to go in a new direction. But as long as that owner whose guts I can't stand, and Ben Cherington, hate's a strong word, but I feel it. And Ben Cherington, the GM, it's still a sinking ship at this point. But that was a move that had to be made for sure.
All right, Scottie said it was a move that had to be made. All right, part 2 of Scott's Thoughts questions. Scottie D, your Dallas Cowboys made some moves early Friday morning, Saturday morning, over the weekend. Anyways, so they trade for one half of the Crash Out brothers, George Pickens of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Scottie D, you think it's a good move? You think this will help CeeDee Lamb? What say you?
I think it kind of has to, but with Pickens, he's such a wild card. He shows up late to meetings. He's malcontent. But Jerry Jones is used to this. He's had Michael Irvin in the building. He's had Terrell Owens. He's had Des Bryant. He's dealt with a lot. He even had Pac-Man Jones, who wasn't a wide receiver, but he had some issues, and he basically hired him a babysitter to keep him out of trouble while he was there. But Jerry Jones is maybe the one guy who says, "Yeah, let's take a chance on this." And I don't expect to hear a lot of bad stuff out of Pickens. He's got 1 year left on his rookie contract. You'd think he'd want to be on his best behavior, no matter who signs him a year from now. You want to put your best foot forward. I think on the field, I mean, Pickens has unlimited potential. If he plays well, he's just another really good target for Dak to overthrow.
There it is. There it is.
It's another great target for Dak to throw behind and throw the ball in his feet. And who knows? I mean, it's still Dak and an unknown coach. I'll tell you, I personally thought it was a good move for the Steelers, because the Steelers are going into the season with Mason Rudolph as their quarterback. They are looking to get a quarterback in the draft next year, and Pickens is probably not part of that long-term plan now that they got Metcalf. So why pay the guy this year? Stockpile some draft picks. I thought it was a good move for the Steelers. And for the Cowboys to take a flyer on him, give Dak another target coming off of that injury. This one, it looks to me like a win-win for both teams right now, but let's just see how it pans out.
Are the Steelers finally conceding the fact that they're not going to have a 500 record this year? Is this the year?
You would think so. You would think that they would want that this year, though. I mean, because it's supposed to be next year's draft is supposedly going to be a good quarterback draft, and they need a quarterback. And I don't care if they sign Aaron Rodgers to play ahead of Mason Rudolph. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. So for them, their quarterback of the future is not on the roster yet. They got to go get him. So why pay Pickens? Go get you some draft picks. And so I think it's a good – yeah, I think the Steelers could very well be under 500 this year. I mean, I thought that was going to happen last year, and they finished 9-8 or –
yeah, we all got laughed at.
10-7, yeah.
Yeah,
remember they got to a really good start. Yeah,
you remember I picked them up. This gonna be the year. Next thing you know, it eats crow. Real quick, fellas, before we get up out of here, we got like 3 minutes left. Derek Carr hangs up the cleats Thoughts on that, and what will the Saints do next? Real quick.
Speaking of quarterback rooms that are disastrous, good Lord.
God.
Saints fans are dead. Even though Carr was I think Carr was injured anyway, but they're upset that they didn't get Shador, that they picked Tyler Slough. I don't even know how to say his name.
I think it's Shuck. Slough. Anyways, him. Yeah.
Yeah, the dude from Louisville.
Yeah.
I think Game Chicken Nation might get their wish and have a starting quarterback in the NFL finally, in Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, he could be.
Honestly, that would be my pick to start, and see how Tyler Slough or whatever, how he progresses. But I wouldn't. That's a disastrous position to start a rookie quarterback in. It's a disastrous position for any quarterback pretty much at this point in time with the Saints. But why the heck not? Let's see if Spencer Rattler, can we get Oklahoma Spencer Rattler before Caleb Williams stole his job. I mean, he was at one point in time, Spencer Rattler was like the number one recruit
in the country.
And then Caleb Williams came by and he's like, nah, play. I'm gonna go ahead and get that off you. I'm gonna get that starting job off of you. And the rest is history. I mean, Spencer Rattler did some things that I can't talk about Spencer Rattler anymore. The Clemson orange blood in me won't allow it.
Look, it got you itching. It got you scratching over there.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Man. Yeah, all right.
B-Live, one thing we can't agree on for our Carolina Panthers, that's one less team we got to worry about. Because they're going to be in shambles. Let's go ahead and say it. Saints fans, you're probably going to hear this, but y'all going to be in shambles. With that being said, fellas, looking at my phone because I've yet to get a watch. I got to get a small piece to get it fixed. But guess what time it is?
What time is it? What's happening? What's going on?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's time once again for our favorite portion of the show, the choices of the voices. And with that being said, hey, yo, Button, hit it. Choices of the voices coming at you right here on the SportsBros Podcast. And we'll be right back.
In 3 seconds.
You got to show it, in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds.
And now, our favorite part of the show, the choices of the voices.